This is Channel 2 News at 6.
I'm Dave McKinley, and we're going to start with an update on a fire we first reported on this morning. Now, this happened very early this morning at a Payless Furniture and Mattress on Genesee Street near Walden. The Buffalo Fire Department says 5 of its firefighters were injured battling the 2-alarm blaze. Their injuries being described as non-life threatening. The fire caused an estimated $150,000 in damage. As this story develops, we'll bring you the latest on air and on WGRZ.com. Former NFL quarterback and Fox TV analyst Mark Sanchez has been arrested for his role in a stabbing incident. Police say this happened early this morning about a mile from Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Indianapolis Colts play. Sanchez is charged with battery with injury, unlawful entry into a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. Sanchez, of course, was a star quarterback for USC while in college and played in the NFL for 10 seasons with the New York Jets and several other teams. He retired in 2018. Rite Aid has officially closed all of its stores. The drugstore chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in May of this year after previously filing in 2023. They closed hundreds of locations just a few months ago and announced yesterday that all stores are now closed. There were 13 Rite Aid locations in the city of Buffalo and 73 throughout Western New York. Tonight, there's a new effort to connect schools, families, and neighbors. Say Yes Niagara Falls held its first ever Saturday Academy. This is aimed at helping students succeed in and out of the classroom. 2 on your side's Alyssa Clausell is here in the studio with more about how they say this is already making an impact.
Yeah, Dave, that's right. Today's Saturday Academy marks the first program since the Niagara Falls City School District said yes to their new partnership with the nationally recognized Education Initiative. The Saturday Academy is offered to any student in the school district, and it's organized by school staff and community partners. It's all aimed at providing additional enrichment, free meals, and some time for play, which this Saturday meant hanging out with some farm animals. And this is just one of the 16 Saturday programs that are supposed to take place this year. It's largely modeled on the Say Yes Buffalo program, which was formally announced in 2011 and was the only Say Yes program in the region until this expansion.
We really kicked off our initiative of Say Yes Niagara Falls and bringing these opportunities together for our families, getting to see so many families, not just from Cataract, but from throughout the district here, to take advantage of these wonderful opportunities of having a farm at one of our schools, which we don't get to have ever.
I hope the Say Yes, Say Buffalo Niagara Falls is going to be around for the long haul for our children.
And they do plan to be around for the long haul. Cataract Elementary is just one of the 4 pillar schools for Say Yes. Other program offers will include apprenticeship and mentoring opportunities. And as these programs get up and running this school year, Say Yes Niagara Falls has also set a new goal. They're launching a scholarship endowment campaign, hoping to raise $20 million. On your side, Alyssa Clausell, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. Today, Buffalo Niagara Honor Flight held its mission briefing for the group's first all-female flight of 2025. Next week, 35 female veterans from Western New York and the Southern Tier will travel to Washington, D.C. to tour national memorials. They served in eras from the Cold War to Desert Storm, including the Korean and Vietnam Wars.
We're here to welcome the women. So we have 35 veterans that are traveling on our flight next week. So they're here to get excited, to learn about the flight, to get their gear, and to basically top off the Honor Flight week.
Each will travel with a guardian, many of whom also served. The public is invited to a welcome home celebration October 12th when their flight returns to the Buffalo airport around 8:25 that night. And 2 on your side's Alyssa Clausell is going to be going on this trip as well. Today, cyclists from both sides of the border came together for the Can-Am Freedom Ride. Riders began from Freedom Park in Buffalo and crossed the Peace Bridge into Fort Erie, Ontario before returning. The event marked not only the long-standing friendship between the U.S. and Canada, but also the historical significance of the Underground Railroad in our region.
Because of this region where we are, the Underground Railroad, this is Freedom Park. This is where our ancestors came to cross to Canada to become free. So back during the slavery times, this was one of the major crossings from the United States to Canada when our ancestors, the underground, when enslaved people came from the South to come up here to become free.
The event was organized by the Niagara River Greenway, Eastside Bike Club, and Rotary Clubs of Western New York and Fort Erie. Buffalo Public Schools held interviews for school bus aides today. 140 people applied, and more interviews will be held. The director of recruitment for the BPS spoke with Two on Your Side about the importance of these jobs.
We are looking to hire a caring adult for every one of our buses in the district because bus aides are the first adult or first outside of the home interaction that students have most of the time. So we want to make sure that we have a caring adult to greet them and get them on the bus, get them off the bus, and get them where they need to be in the morning.
When the next round of interviews for bus aides is scheduled, we'll be sure to be posting that information on our website, WGRZ.com. Another spectacular sun-splashed day out there, but enjoy these summer-like temperatures while you can. So says Paul Hare in the Weather Center tonight. Paul?
Hey, Dave. Yeah, what a beautiful day. We are supposed to be at 65 degrees for our normal daytime high. We're at 79 right now. We actually reached 83 degrees today, and another warm one for tomorrow. Take a look at these future temperatures as we go through the overnight, getting down into the upper 50s for our lows tonight, and then tomorrow back at it. Temperatures in the low 80s, about 20 degrees above where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Nothing right now showing up on the satellite and radar. Nothing really even in terms of clouds, so we are seeing that full sun. And take a look at future look here. That is going to be the case as we fast forward through the day tomorrow and through the day on Monday. It looks like Tuesday, though, a little bit of a pattern change, and you see this cold front moving through that's going to bring us some cooler temperatures and some precipitation. But in the meantime, summer continues. Sunny, hot, feeling very summer-like for tomorrow and also for Monday, but a significant pattern change with some rain in the forecast for Tuesday, and then thereafter a big cool down. Really, temperatures just returning to where we're supposed to be for this time of year, but nonetheless a significant change on the way. Dave will have all the full forecast details coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, look forward to that, Paul. Today, Corpus Christi Church in Buffalo celebrated its 46th annual Doszynki Polish Harvest Festival. The event brought together families and neighbors to honor Buffalo's Polish heritage with traditional music, dancing, and, of course, plenty of homemade food.
It's a time for everyone to come together and celebrate with great food, our Polish culture, and mostly to give thanks for a bountiful harvest, hence the name Doszynki, which means Thanksgiving.
This festival is a long-time tradition at the historic Clark Street Parish, celebrating Polish culture and the bounty of the harvest season. It runs until 10 o'clock tonight and will resume tomorrow. Next at 6, Republicans say Democrats are pushing for taxpayer-funded health care for people who've come to the country illegally. Democrats say that's not the case. Now to the federal government shutdown, which Republicans have accused Democrats of causing by pushing for taxpayer-funded health care for people who came to the country illegally. Democrats deny that. The latest from NBC's Danny Spiak.
During the shutdown, top Republican leaders such as House Speaker Mike Johnson,
illegal aliens would be paid for,
and Vice President J.D. Vance have claimed that Democrats won't vote to open the government unless they secure health care benefits for people here illegally.
They gave us legislative text that would have undone us cutting off health care benefits for illegal aliens.
Based on a 1996 federal law, though, unauthorized immigrants are already ineligible for federal health care programs like Medicaid.
And not a single Democrat has raised the issue of trying to reverse that federal law.
Instead, the Democratic counterproposal to fund the government seeks to reverse parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that limited certain lawful immigrants from enrolling in programs like Medicaid.
That includes many people who are here as part of a humanitarian program like refugees and asylees, people who are paroled in the U.S. who are survivors of domestic violence.
Matthew Lopez with the National Immigration Law Center notes that these groups are not considered undocumented.
What Congress did this last summer did not affect the eligibility of undocumented immigrants at all.
There is a separate provision in the law that reduces federal reimbursements related to emergency care for undocumented immigrants. But even if Democrats successfully repealed that, hospitals would still be obligated to provide this care under federal law.
Meanwhile, time is running out for New Yorkers to offer their thoughts on the state's controversial draft energy plan, which would guide energy policies through the year 2040. The plan is due by the end of the year. Public comments are due by October 6th. More information is available at energyplanny.gov. Here's a live look over downtown Buffalo. City Hall in the foreground, Lake Erie in the background. Your forecast with Paul is next here on Channel 2 News at 6. If you love the outdoor activities, autumn so far has just been spectacular. But Paul Harris says, don't get used to those summer temperatures because changes are coming.
Yeah, but for right now, do you know what this means?
Hospital?
That's something like that. That also means great weather. Also, yeah, a hospital if it's an emergency. Both it serves the purpose for both of those. But yeah, we have this dominant high pressure in place. It's been in place seemingly forever, and it's going to sit here. It's taking up a huge part of the country right here, and that has been keeping us high and dry. Look at future look here as we fast forward. Literally nothing is happening. So fast forward all the way into Sunday afternoon. Pretty much. Still looking at full sun. Nothing in terms of precipitation. Nothing really in terms of cloud coverage. Possibly a few high clouds passing through. Fast forward to Monday, more of the same. And even into the first part of Tuesday, the very early Tuesday morning hours, more of the same. But then you can see these clouds approaching, and we have a pretty well-defined cold front that is going to be entering the area through the day on Tuesday into Tuesday evening. Look at the big picture here, sort of timing it out. It looks like right around mid-morning into the afternoon, that's when it's really going to be arriving. Fast forwarding out a little bit farther here, you do see that well-defined front once again. So Tuesday afternoon, we're going to be seeing that rain. Fast forward into Tuesday evening and even the very early Wednesday morning hours, those rain showers are going to be sticking around. But look at this, by the time we get to Wednesday morning and beyond, we are all clear again, and pretty much Wednesday and then Thursday, very, very nice days again. So it's really just Tuesday that we're looking at that's going to be a bit of a washout for sure. Look at these precipitation chances. Quiet, 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 and then all of a sudden Tuesday, pretty much again a washout where we're going to be seeing that rather significant rainfall, pretty much a certainty at this point. Wednesday, pretty nice, and continuing all the way to Friday, it looks like we have some low chances of some precipitation Friday evening again. But beyond that, or aside from that, we are looking at a very nice week ahead. Look at this. Since September 1st, we've obviously been showing this graphic regularly. We have only received 1.33 inches of rain. The average for that same time period, September 1st until today, is 4.64 inches of rain. We are more than 3 inches below where we are supposed to be. And actually for the entire year, for all of 2025, we are more than 10 inches below where we're supposed to be in terms of total rainfall. That is certainly not going to be helping the drought conditions. We're going to get some of that rain again Tuesday, but really that's not going to make a huge impact on the drought conditions because we have been in this situation for quite some time. Some of our northern viewing area in a severe drought right now. Moderate drought for much of the rest of the area, just abnormally dry for portions of the southern tier here close to Lake Erie. But again, that rain on Tuesday could make a little bit of a difference, but this has been going on for quite a bit of time. All right, we're all looking to tomorrow night to that Bills game, Sunday Night Football, right here on Channel 2. 68 degrees at kickoff. By the end of the game, probably dropping about 5 degrees or so. Very light winds out of the south. Go Bills. And here's those temperatures that we've been looking at. That warm air finally is going to be moving out. And for Tuesday and beyond, we're going to be seeing that cooler air. Look at these temperatures again. Above where we're supposed to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we see that huge drop off. So 58 degrees tonight, uneventful, some patchy fog for some of those valleys. 83 degrees tomorrow, almost 20 degrees above where we're supposed to be for this time of year. And look at the 7 days ahead. Warm Sunday, warm Monday. We have that rain on Tuesday. Look at that drop in temperatures and then high temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, and then returning pretty much back to normal for Friday. That low chance of rain Friday later in the day. We'll be updating you on that as the week goes along. We'll be right back after this. Stick around.
This is the Two on Your Side Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo Sports Desk.
The Bills selected 2 cornerbacks in this year's NFL draft. First-round pick Max Hairston has yet to play this season and is on injured reserve. 6th-round pick Dorian Strong started the season opener, but now finds himself joining his fellow rookie on IR. The Bills today among a series of roster moves, placing the rookie Strong on injured reserve after he suffered a neck injury this week in practice. The move will force Strong to miss at least 4 games. Also today, one of the fan favorites from Hard Knocks, Jimmy Charlo, being signed off the practice squad to the active roster, and 2 defensive linemen elevated today from the practice squad in Zion Logue and Fedarian Mathis. On the opposing sideline, there will be one face and one name that Bills fans will recognize above all else. Patriots receiver Stephon Diggs set to play tomorrow at Highmark Stadium for the first time since leaving Buffalo 2 off seasons ago. Diggs has already played against the Bills once as a member of the Texans last year after the trade, but that game was in Houston. This time, he makes his first return to the place where he lit up so many defenses alongside Josh Allen. Except this go-around, Diggs takes the field not as a fan favorite, but as a rival.
I get up for every game, I mean, obviously, you get excited, but, try not to get too overzealous. It is another game, but it's a division game, more importantly. All the things that kind of play a role outside of that, me being there before, obviously people are going to make that a huge thing. And it is a huge thing for me. I got a lot of respect and I got a lot of love for that city and, that fan base and even the players over there. So, kind of on social media, we still, take jabs at each other, support each other. But it's just going to be so nice to see those guys. For me, I try to be as professional, but, obviously I hold them near and dear to my heart. Football means a lot to me. And the guys that I spend with a lot of time with over there, I'm going to give him a big hug.
Diggs comes to Orchard Park off his best game as a Patriot, 6 catches for 101 yards last week against Carolina. We'll see how the Bills defend their former receiver when they kick off against the Patriots tomorrow night at 8:20 right here on Channel 2. It's still very early, but early returns on Sabres first-round pick Radim Murtka have been nothing but impressive. Now, the 9th overall pick in this year's draft will get a chance to continue his development in Rochester. Murtka, one of 4 players heading to the AHL after being assigned to the Amerks by the Sabres today. The 18-year-old Czech defenseman has stood out from rookie camp to dev camp and even in the preseason in getting time on the ice with some of the big-name NHL players. Murtka had a goal and an assist in 4 preseason games. He is eligible to play in the AHL or go back to the WHL this season. Noah Ostlund, Zach Metza, and Vsevolod Komarov also heading to the Amerks. And checking out some scores going on right now, UB football, homecoming against Eastern Michigan. The Bulls currently locked in a good one, 21-21 as of last look in the 4th quarter. And up at Rogers Center, first game of the ALDS between the Yankees and Blue Jays. Solo shots from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Alejandro Kirk have Toronto up at last look 2-1 in the 7th inning. And that's it for your look at sports. We're back to wrap up Channel 2 News right after this break.
The Nickel City Comic Con Fall Edition is taking over the Buffalo Convention Center downtown today and tomorrow. There will be celebrity guests, cosplay, and fan fun. Two on your side, of course, stopped in to take a look at things.
It's been nonstop, and we've been enjoying this show incredibly so much for our fall edition.
I'm definitely going to do some more bar hopping today. We went to the Bada Bing place. I got some buffalo wings, as one does, because, you know, when in Rome.
This is April O'Neil of Channel 2 News. On your side, WGRZ. Turtle Power!
Okay, then. Definitely not the second.